Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Please share this video with your colleague and friends so that it can reach to the needy people and also it will fulfill the purpose of creating the video. Today we'll learn about the runner. Before creating the CI and CD pipeline, it is the prerequisite for running the job and executing the pipeline. So in next video we'll see how CI and CD pipeline will create, jobs will create, and how they will run. So what is CI and CD? CI, the full form CI is continuous integration and it's a continuous delivery or deployment. Continuous integration means okay, let me show you through diagram. See, the developer 1 is working and developer 2 is working on some different task, and the both developer are connected with the GitLab branch. So now the both developer can push and pull the new changes from this branch. Developer 1 will push some changes and developer 2 can pull those changes, and vice versa. That is why the CIA came into picture. It ensured that whatever the code is committed by both the developer is error free. Okay, there should not be any compile time error. That is why CI is mandatory before CD. CD is the second step, CI is the first step. Alright, okay, let me sign in at the GitLab. So before I think going further on this video, I strongly recommend to watch my previous video so that you can go and quickly see how to set up the projects on the GitLab. So in previous video we have set up the demo project, and I will work on this branch and project. So we have the two branches here. One is called place order module, the second one is a master branch. See, okay, I will select place order branch because in this branch we have some code where we'll see the CI and CD pipelines. Okay, before proceeding further, scroll down, go to settings, CI and CD, because runner is the part of CI and CD. How to configure runners? Okay, click expand, scroll down. Let's see some documentation how to set up the runner. So click here and scroll down a bit so you know what is the operating system installed in your system. I have my Windows, so you click here, it will download one exe. Yeah, so it redirects me on the documentation page how to set up and how to register. There are two steps. First you need to install and set up, and then the second you need to register this runner. Okay, runner first the Git should be installed. I think everybody has installed the Git as I have explained in my previous video. So the second step, you need to download the 64 either or 32-bit. You can easily know whatever the bit of operating system, accordingly you can download it from here. See, in this GitLab 10 your executable file need to rename. If you download that exe, the name is gitlab-run-windows amd64.exe, but you need to rename and keep this name gitlab-runner. Okay, and remove the rest part of the text. So after downloading it, what you need to do, create one folder anywhere in your system. I have created in the C folder and name is GitLab runner. Copy this exe and paste here and rename that according to this documentation that is given. Okay, and this third step, open your command prompt as admin. Please keep in mind this is important. Now I need to go into this directory, cd, paste the path. Now I am into GitLab runner path. In order to install, you need to run this exe-install. I have already installed, I suppose. Yes, see, I have already installed, that is why it gave me error failed to install, because you are already exist. Okay, now once you installed, you need to run. Okay, for running, start is mandatory. Okay, you can also stop this runner. It take few seconds, but it will stop. And also you can uninstall using uninstall keyword. You can uninstall this runner as well. Okay, so I have installed, and now we'll go and see how to register the runner. Click here, the documentation. Yeah, it's loading. So there are three way that you can register. The first one is shared, the second one is group, the third one is project specific runner. Shared runner, as name itself depicts what is the meaning of shared. I mean, it will be available for all the projects. Okay, group runners, you can create the subgroup of a group, and so that will available for all the projects and the subgroup. Project specific runner means you have to create a specific runner for your different projects. You can create individual runner for your individual projects. This is the meaning of specific runner. Now I have already okay, go back. I mean, whatever your operating system, you need to follow that syntax. And now I know my Windows operating system, so I need to copy this command, go to here, copy and paste, press enter. It will ask me to enter the GitLab instance URL. So once you go back to your project under CI/CD, okay, I'm sorry, here from the setting CI/CD, you will see the runner URL. Copy this and paste it here, press enter. Now the second what it need to copy and paste the token, copy and paste, right? The description, okay, my first, I'll put the name as my first runner. Then tag means when you are creating the runner, you can, you know, I mean, while you create the pipeline, you can use this tag, or you can create the pipeline without this tag as well. So for example, I can say SSH, these are the tag, and CI/CD, I will put the name for tag, but it doesn't require, but it's fine if you put some tag. See, succeeded. All right, so my runner is installed and registered with the GitLab. So once I refresh this page and go back to the runner, I might see is perfectly installed and registered with the GitLab, right, with this tag SSH and CI/CD. So my runner is up and running. Now the next step is to create the pipelines and then run the job. See, as I told you, the CI/CD is a continuous integration and deployment. Now why, I mean, people are doing still manually work, but why do you need this CI and CD? See, as in a large project, or if you have 5 or 6 member in a team, and every developer is committing and pushing pull, I suppose 10 or 15 times in a day. So what kind of mistake that developer can make often? For example, developer 1 has created some functionality and he has added 3 new files. Same as developer 2 has worked on some functionality and he has added few files. But while committing the code to the GitLab branch, developer 1 might miss to add one file. Okay, and he has committed that code. Now when developer 2 will pull the code, actually when he commit this code into the branch, I mean, the compile time error will be there. But if you have not created the pipeline CI, nobody will get to know that if there is any error or not. So when the developer 2 will pull the changes and he will compile the code into his own system, then he get to know, okay, this is the error. Then he report to some manager, the report manager will find who was the developer who has committed that code, right? So this will take very long and tricky way to find out the error. So that is why CI and CD. Once any developer push the changes, you can schedule your pipeline when it will run, day wise, hourly, every commit. So whenever any developer commit those changes, the pipeline will run. If there is any error, it will stop and send the notification to the developer, ask him to fix it and pull it back. Okay. This is the way that you can set up the CI, set up the runner, and in next video we'll see the how to create the pipeline, and we'll run the CI pipeline with the help of this runner that we have installed. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you have any question, please put the question in the comment box. I will be very happy to answer. Please subscribe this channel as well. Thank you so much.